Hi everybody, it's Dory. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here for my Monday update. It is nice and quiet here for now. As you guys all know, I have 5 children at home, and so it's not always going to be quiet. My husband actually has today off. He's been working nights. So he has this Monday off, and so he is actually out hiking right now with my 11-year-old daughter and my 12-year-old niece. So they packed up early this morning and they are hiking, which is great. They like it. My niece has never been hiking before. She went for her second time fishing yesterday with my husband as well. I am stuck home with our 5-year-old. So we've been doing things separately. She has hand, foot, and mouth, I don't know what you call it, disease or whatever, but basically they start out with a very, very high fever. It's very contagious. They get like blisters and stuff. Like, it could be in their mouth, it could be on their hands, bottoms of their feet. It hurts. And so she, a friend of ours who has a son, he had this last week. And so, I think 2.5 weeks ago. They're contagious for about 7 days. Usually you can't really tell when they have it. They're contagious even before they get a fever. So parents, don't kill yourself over trying to figure out whether or not your child's contagious with this type of illness, because you can't really figure that out with this particular illness. And so she started with a very high fever, and then after the fever breaks, which it took only 24 hours before her fever broke, then she started with she has it very, very minimal. So she's on the mend, lots of praying, Benadryl, Motrin for the pain, and she's acting just normal. So yesterday my husband took the kids a couple of different places, and I stayed home with her, and my other son wanted to stay home as well. So we have been home. So let me get to my spiel. Welcome anybody who is new, anybody returning to my channel. I definitely value you guys. I love our community. I think you guys are amazing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. I love to see my new followers. Hit the like button so I can be out there, because we all like to be liked, like Scotty says. So anyhow, I am Dory. I am 47 years old. I just turned a year older the middle of July. I am 5'4" tall. My highest recorded weight was 350 pounds. That was about 2011, 2012-ish. Let's see, my lowest weight, let me just say, day of surgery, my weight was 300.5. The lowest I've achieved so far post-surgery has been 169.6, which is, that was about 10 pounds, less than 10 pounds from my ultimate goal of 160. I had, a couple of pounds up and down that I fluctuate. This morning I came in at 173. I definitely know I'll get there again. I'm not really too concerned about it. Very relaxed about the weight because I still feel great. My clothes is still loose. I can tell I'm losing inches. It's not really about the number so much, although I can't wait to see the number go down, as I'm sure you all like to see as well. So let's see, what have I been doing? So I am intermittent fasting. I use an app called Zero. I hit the button when I start fasting, and I'm doing an 18-6. Although I try to go longer than 18 hours, some days I only go 15 or 16 hours straight. It all depends. I'm really doing well at listening to my body. I am also consuming over a gallon of water every day. So that kind of takes place of eating for me for a lot of like snacky type things. So basically I will have my last meal, like yesterday, for instance, my last meal was at 4:30 in the afternoon. I just was full at that point, and even by the time 6 or 7 rolled around, I wasn't hungry. I was still getting more water in. I got a little bit more than a gallon of water yesterday. I'm using my favorite cup, which I got from Tanya, Voodoo Queen, VDQ Creations on Instagram. Look her up. She makes, oh my gosh, amazing, amazing colors. Sparkle. I am all about the sparkle, as you guys know. I usually have my water flavored. I use the sugar-free flavor enhancers by Crush. I also have one by Margaritaville, which is the pina colada flavor. I get all of them on bulk, in bulk on Amazon. The one I'm drinking now, which is my favorite, is the Orange Crush. There's no carbonation, it's all sugar-free, and so I drink that. So those are what I use all day. Mostly the orange because that's my fave. So anyhow, so I basically will intermittent fast till I get really hungry to the point where I can drink water and I'm still hungry. I still feel that hunger sensation. So I will eat. Come on, B. You know how much I don't like you. Today is going to be a hot day today. I'm in Western Massachusetts. I'm about 2 hours from Boston, 2 hours west of Boston. They kind of lump us when you say you're from Massachusetts. They automatically assume that you're from Boston. Although I have a accent, I say coffee and I say car, and I don't say park the car in the Harvard Yard. But anyhow, so yeah, so it's going to be a scorcher today. It's going to be about 98 maybe, but the feel like temperature is going to be about 100, maybe a little bit more than that. Humidity. Right now it's really nice out, and because I only have the 3 kids home, I'm able to sneak out on the deck, although one has just found me peeking at me in the window over there. But I did let them know I was going out to film and that they could watch TV or play on their iPads while mom is out in the backyard. So, so I intermittent fast for approximately 18 hours. We'll just round it off, 16 to 18. I usually stop eating around 6 or 7 the night before. If I'm home with the kids and I don't have any errands to run, I tend to focus a lot more on whether or not I'm hungry. But if I'm busy, then I don't really focus on that, which is great. I'm eating things that, I can't say I'm just eating keto, and I can't say I'm just eating low carb, and I can't say I'm just eating whatever. I'm just eating what's there, what's available, in a small amount of it. And so I made pork belly the other day from Trader Joe's. I've made bacon. I've had eggs. And I also just joined the bandwagon I've seen a lot of people on Instagram. Tammy has one, and Rachel from Ray Ray's, I forgot what it is, Ray Ray's something world. But anyhow, so I joined the bandwagon and bought myself a little waffle maker dash. I got the red one. It was only $10 on Amazon. It was here in 2 days. And basically I just make like little cheese crisps. I fill them with things. I use the Kirkland Mexican cheese. I put about 1.5 ounces on the bottom, and then I fill it with, it could be onions, peppers. I bought some Jimmy Dean sausage crumbles, so I just add maybe like a little pinch of the crumbles in there, and then top it with a little bit more cheese. Put the waffle top down, and it crisps amazing. I can't wait to get some Carb Quick, because I'm going to make some kind of different pancakes, waffle type stuff. Why do I have an itchy nose? Geez. And so, so that's what I've been making for that. I have some ground beef I'm going to be cooking up and making, probably like the cheeseburger stuff that I like. I just kind of make it with diced tomatoes and some seasoning and pickles and cheese. And so I'm going to make that up and have that prepped. I just actually went through, I have to buy myself some more cut cut de carb, but I just made a bunch of cut de carb lasagnas. And so somebody had asked me on my last video how to make it. And so I'll kind of give you an easy way to do it. And so it depends what you want in it. One of mine, I made pizza flavor. So I used pizza sauce, black olives, Italian seasoning, and cheese. And it was so simple. It was like 150 calories, like 2 carbs or 3 carbs. It was so easy. I make it in an 8x8 glass dish, and that makes 9 servings for me. And it's just, it fills me. Even just one of those little servings fills me right up. And so basically what I do is I take 2 sheets of the cut de carb and I cut those in half. So there's 4 strips, 4 like squares. And so on the bottom, I always put the sauce. So if I'm making the pizza one, I'll put the pizza sauce. If I'm making one with chicken or beef or just plain with just cheese and sauce, not necessarily tasting like a pizza, I would put just regular sauce or diced tomatoes on the bottom. And then I put cheese, and then I put the first sheet of the cut de carb, and then on top I'll put some more sauce and some more cheese, and if I have a meat, if not, then just put another cut de carb, and I bake that in the oven. I put a ton of cheese on top, not really a ton. I do measure it out, and it's 9 ounces of cheese altogether. I do 5 ounces of 5 ounces of the Mexican and 4 ounces of the mozzarella. And so I'll mix the cheeses up, put them here and there or whatever, and then I bake it uncovered in the oven for probably about 15 minutes maybe. It's not long at all. I do it at 350. I'm sure you could do it at 400. It doesn't really matter. Cut de carb is so versatile. You can use that. It crisps up or it gets nice and soft depending on how you want to eat it. And that's it. So I cut those out in nine squares in that 8x8 pie, just glass dish, Pyrex. And I just have that in there. I have some shrimp in the freezer. I may do some shrimp today and have that on hand. I'm going to do the ground beef and probably do the recipe I just told you. And then, so I've just been basically, I eat whatever's there. I'm not really, I don't know. I'm sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call I had to take real quick. And so I will try to pick up where I left off a minute ago. So basically, I have been kind of meal prepping, but I'm not really, I don't know how to say it. I'm not really planning. I guess I have the food there and available, but I'm not really planning. Whereas maybe last month I would have said, okay, I'm going to have 2 or 3 different varieties of meal prep in the refrigerator and just grab it. And for now, I'm just kind of, I know it's there. I'll just grab whatever I feel like having at the time, which is working out fine for me. I'm not really, I don't know. I'm not really too concerned about food, which I think is really good for me. Like, I feel like I can get so wrapped up in like having food take over my whole brain. Like, I can fixate at times on food. But for the last, I'd say at least 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, I've not been fixated on the food aspect. I haven't been obsessing about food. I'm trying to not let food and the addiction of it control me. It's not really a conscious thing that I've done. I just really changed my focus from making sure I'm eating, making sure that I'm just getting what I need. And I kind of changed it to just that instead of obsessing, but then also just getting my water in. And I feel like when I'm hungry, I just drink water. It refreshes me. It helps me to feel, my skin feels better. I don't know. It's not, actually, even talking about it now, it's not really a conscious thing that I've done to, I don't know. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's not really an effort I'm putting out there. I don't feel like I am like going crazy over not eating or obsessing or, planning. I'm just kind of relaxed and living life. And if I'm hungry and I eat. If I'm thirsty, I'll drink. I do make sure I get over a gallon of water a day, only because, as you guys might remember, I had a bout of kidney stones. That has not been an issue. The other thing, too, that I started taking, so I take my vitamins. I take 6 Smarty Pants gummy vitamins, which I mentioned in a previous video are delicious. I wish I could eat them all day long. And then I'm taking my probiotics. I'm taking my vitamin D3. I'm taking calcium. I'm not as good at remembering, so I do have to do that more often. But I'm also taking, so my doctor, when I had the whole bout of the kidney stones, my doctor had mentioned, because I had told him that I've been getting gas and constipation really bad. So he has me taking 2 Dulcolax every day. So I take Dulcolax 2 a day, or I take 2 of a generic brand vegetable laxative. And so that has been really helpful. Also, I am taking, I got papaya enzymes and regular digestive enzymes. I just got a bottle of each, and I go back and forth each day. I take, usually after I eat in the afternoon or evening time, I take 2 of one of those. I won't take both, but 2 of one of the enzymes. And so I think that has also helped a lot with my gut health, as far as being able to go to the bathroom. Now, the Dulcolax and the other laxative obviously make me go, and it's more diarrhea almost every day. And I don't mind it too much, because I honestly would rather have that than to be constipated. The pain that I get and the bloating and it's horrible. I would rather have diarrhea every day for the rest of my life than to experience that pain. And so I'm doing that every day, and that has made a great difference. I think even for, the purpose of losing weight or losing the bloating, like I don't feel bloated at all. What else? I'm still in size 10, 12 pants, medium shirts. What else? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's really about it as far as the weight, as far as the journey I'm on. Those are things that I'm learning. I'll give you a quick update on my niece. So you guys know I took guardianship of her on July 11th. She's been here 2.5 weeks. We've had a couple of challenges here or there, but I think like she's really getting to know our rules and our boundaries. Last week we had a really hard time with her. For some reason, I don't know why, maybe some of you guys would relate to this, or if you guys have had children who are in the foster care, DCF custody, and they have different emotional issues. She started this thing where no matter what I have, she wants it. And so there was a day, my husband was at work, it was 2 days in a row that this happened, and I was like at my wit's end. So I have my cup of water with me all the time, and I measure. Every cup is 32 ounces. I have a 32-ounce cup or a 30-ounce cup. And so depending on the cup and how, what I'm drinking that day, I measure my ounces no matter what. And she just would come over and drink my water. She has her own, I bought her this special water bottle to match the other kids, because all my kids have a color coordinated, I think it's 22 ounces water cup. And so I make sure that they also get their water. in all the time. And so she has her own cup, and I fill it up for each of them, and I put ice in it, and I just make it great. But for some reason, she was coming over and like fighting me to get my cup just to drink out of it. And it was just weird. And if I ate something, I measure everything. I still do my fitness pal. I'm like on 1,100 days in a row or something crazy like that. And I think almost 1,200 days in a row that I log everything. So I log it, I put it in. And for some reason, if I have my plate there of cut up, I don't know, pork belly, and she comes in, she starts eating it. And it's just weird. One day I went upstairs, and she has her room across from my husband and I, and she has, her room is beautiful, and she has it all decked out the way she wants it. And I come upstairs, and at the end of the night, after I put all 5 kids to bed, it's like my time to just kick up my heels and put them on, sit in a chair that's in my room, put my feet on the other chair that's in there, and veg out. I mean, do whatever I want to do. And she was in my room, sitting in my chair with her feet up on the thing. And she just, I don't know what it is. It's odd. She also has this new thing of scaring us. She scares my husband. He'll come around the corner and she'll scare him, and she thinks it's the most hilarious thing. And my husband will jump, of course. She tries scaring me, but I know when she's everywhere. I just am 2 steps ahead of all of my children. This is a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm telling you, I'm not getting eaten. And, I'm outnumbered. I need to keep my brain clear, and I need to be able to be a couple of steps in front of each one. So I know where she is at all times. I sense her. I just know. And so she hates that she can't scare me. But now she found out I'm ticklish, so she'll try to tickle me. And so last week I just told her, I said, listen, first I told her, listen, when you're scaring Uncle Chris, please be aware. He is in the military, and he's been trained in certain things. And there are certain times of the day or night that I would not recommend you sneaking around in the dark to scare him. Like, that's all I'm going to say about that, but I would tell you not to do it. And then, we talked about boundaries and how drinking out of my cup, eating my food, taking over my stuff is a boundary that she absolutely cannot cross. There are boundaries. I told her, I don't care if you were an only child before you got here and you are shell-shocked because you have 4 siblings/cousins here, which I have to say, incidentally, she loves. But I said, there's a boundary. There's a boundary you can't cross. And when you are drinking out of my cup and eating the food and all this stuff, please don't do that. It's not respectful. It's rude. Don't do it. And so it took a couple days, but she got it. She really did. We take her to church. When she came here, she has certain clothes that maybe her mom would allow her to wear that I absolutely will not allow her to wear. So it took a couple of days for her to really get what's expected with modesty, and she has it. I mean, I have her do this. We kind of made it funny, but before she leaves the house, she needs to reach up into the air. Her arms have to go way up in the air. She's got to pull them down. If her shirt rises above her belly button and I can see any part of skin, she needs to change. If I have her bend down, if her butt cheeks were to come out the bottom of her shorts or skirt, or her crack is showing, anything like that, that's it. So we do our test. Bend over, reach up to the sky. If she passes, she can leave. So, I mean, she's definitely humoring us in the beginning, and now she kind of caught on. It helps having her at church. It helps her to see everyone else at our church who loves each other, who is helpful in guiding. And I've been there 21 years, and we only go by the Bible. We're non-denominational, love Jesus. It's a whole new world, and she loves it. She really does. She sees other teens and other preteens that aren't dressing hoochie coochie. They're just not. They're not doing any of that. And she definitely is figuring things out for herself. But the rules here apply while she's here, as long as that may be. This week she has some upcoming appointments. Today I have a court, I don't know if it's a court officer or a court something, coming to see her. Every time that she moves to a new place, the court sends her whoever it is. So they're coming today at 1. Tomorrow she has her therapy in the morning. Then she has her attorney. DCF gives them their own attorney. So she has her own attorney coming sometime tomorrow. And then she has her visitation with her mom on that night, tomorrow evening. So hopefully her mom is going to come and she's not going to smell like alcohol, and she's going to be present and loving and apologetic and hugging and all that. Excuse me. One good thing I can say is she doesn't cry anymore for her mom. She doesn't. I went to her pediatrician appointment with her on Friday to check her anxiety medication. Her pediatrician had seen her when she was pulled from her grandma's house and in that, like, I don't know what it is, group home. And the pediatrician was saying to us that she felt so bad for her. She was just so emotional and so crazy with all this, that the pediatrician wanted to take her home with her. But then seeing her on Friday, she was so thankful. The pediatrician's like, wow, I love this new you. Look at your smile. Look at how happy you are. And my niece turned around and looked at me and said, that's because I'm with my aunt. So the pediatrician was excited. We did discuss that in the future, they did up her medication. She's on like a generic Prozac. It was 10 milliliters. They put her up to 20. I'm seeing a significant change in her anxiety and all that. And I really think she can probably get off that medication at some point in the future. I'm going to let the doctor decide, because I'm not a doctor, so she can kind of weigh it out. But she did tell me that she is very on board with me using CBD oil with her, as I do my other 2 kids when they have anxiety or the autistic things that my son goes through and things of that nature. So I was really happy to hear it. They were really, really, really excited to see how much she has flourished in only 2 weeks. So we don't know how long she's going to be with us for. You know, her mom is off for the summer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how she's going to be. I do know my brother paid child support for my niece, and the mother apparently for the past 7 months has still been receiving that. So I think that has to be paid back to the state, because I can't imagine that DCF would pay for her out of their pocket. I mean, they send money for her, like, I don't know. I haven't gotten any money, so I'm not quite sure how often they do it, but I've heard it's every 3 months or every 4 months to give her money to buy school clothes and things like that. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of banking on us paying until I hear otherwise. And so anyways, so yeah, I'm not sure. I'm thinking she's going to have to pay that money back, which is just another whole big craziness that I'm sure my niece does not need to be in. And so, yeah, so I don't think she's going back anytime soon. But, you know, it's a daily thing, and we're just going to love her while she's here, give her what she needs while she's here. She probably won't want to leave, but we're going to do what we can while she's here. So thanks, guys, for the support. Again, please like, subscribe. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.